Check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and it seems that collectors are opting for Pokemon cards as opposed to Pokemon games. And I'm seeing more of an abundance of Pokemon games out in the wild than I have before. And part of me has to wonder if the speculative collectors, these speculative crowds, have moved away from all the hype that used to surround Pokemon games and are now just completely obsessed with Pokemon cards, because that's what I've been seeing. And I kind of want to talk about that today. I also want to talk about this copy of Pokemon Silver that I got from GameStop. So we're going to talk about that as well, along with some other pickups that I've picked up. So let's go ahead and start with this pickup here of Pokemon Silver. Now, the other day, I had a commenter come on my channel and basically respond to something that I had said in a video, which is basically where I said that what I've noticed when it comes to GameStop's website is that during their promotions, whether it be the buy two get one free, the 4 under 20 for 40, or the 4 under 20 for 10, whenever they're running these promotions online, you never see the really good stuff. You never see any of the good retro games that we're really looking for during these promotions. Now, every once in a while, you may run into a store that forgot to really hide away the good stuff. But for the most part, when you're looking online, which is what I was primarily talking about, when you're shopping online on GameStop's website, because you can get retro games on their website, if you try to get good retro games on their website during a promotion, forget it. What they're going to shove down your feed is nothing but PS3 games, Xbox 360 games. They may give you the standard GameCube games like Mario Sunshine or Luigi's Mansion. Maybe you'll get like a Mario Kart here or there. But it seems that you don't really get any of the really good stuff until the promotions end. And this week is a prime example of that. Now, as soon as their last 4 under 20 for 40 sale ended, or actually, I think it was after the last buy two get one, I went on their website and I saw that they had a copy of Pokemon Silver on the website. And I was like, oh shoot, Pokemon Silver? Where was this during the buy two get one? Of course, it wasn't on the site. So immediately I went ahead and purchased it because, one, I don't have Pokemon Silver. It is closer to like the original Pokemon games that I used to play. Even though I never played Silver back in the day, I pretty much stuck to Red, Blue, and Yellow. Pokemon Silver is old enough that I'm willing to go ahead and give it a try. Plus, I just wanted to see if they were going to send me a real copy of the game. Well, today came and I got a copy of the game. And as you can see from the label, it does have the imprint there. So that's looking promising. And then what I did was, of course, just to be triple sure, I went ahead and I took it apart. You always got to do that with these games, especially when they're coming from GameStop. And after taking it apart, you can see that this is in fact an authentic copy of Pokemon Silver. So I am not mad at that at all. Definitely glad to have added this one into the collection, especially getting it from GameStop where I was able to utilize some of my points. Let me see if I can take this out of here. Yeah, so as you can see, it is authentic there. And it's always interesting when you see these games on GameStop's website and you're able to pick them up. And you're kind of just like, well, dude, where was this game during the buy two get one? Now, I also noticed this today because when I did go back on their website, I saw that they not only had Pokemon Gold on their website again, but they had Pokemon Yellow on their website, along with a slew of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games that you just never typically see when you go on their website. And so if you're someone who's looking to utilize GameStop for any of their retro catalog, I would say now is probably a good time to go ahead and take advantage because they've got a bunch of stuff on their website. I think that commenter wanted me to prove what I was saying. I'm not doing that, man. He wanted me to take screenshots and do side-by-sides. And listen, if you want to do that science project, you're more than welcome to do that on your time. I'm sharing an experience that I've seen multiple times, and other people on my channel have had the same experience as well. So you could believe it or not. You could choose to believe it. You could choose to not believe it. This is my proof, though, that the games that you rarely ever see, they never show up during a promo. And as soon as the promo ended, here I go. I have a copy of Pokemon in my hand. Now today I did place some orders for a few other games that popped up on their website. Games like Kirby's Air Ride for the GameCube. That wasn't there, but I ordered that today. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That wasn't on their website, but I ordered that today. Just a number of games that just wouldn't normally be on their website. I go on and now I'm seeing these games on their website. So I went ahead and I took advantage. Now, switching topics here real quick. What's the deal with Pokemon? I was in GameStop today and I recognized a person walking into the store and they literally looked like they were on drugs. And they were standing in front of the Pokemon card cabinet like a fiend, asking for some type of blister pack of something other. And it's crazy because last week, I think it was either a Thursday or Friday morning, I woke up and there was a humongous line outside of GameStop's doors. And I think these folks were just pretty much hanging outside waiting for the newest pack of Pokemon cards. And people are fighting for Pokemon cards and this, that, and a third. And this is the conclusion that I've come to. People are always looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. People would rather skip a day of work, skip a day of guaranteed money, to wait on a line to spend money on a pack of cards where there's no guarantee that they'll pull anything worth the day's pay that they lost standing online. And it's a gamble. And I think that a lot of people are truly addicted to the gamble of Pokemon cards. It's a much easier hit, it's a much easier rush, and it's much easier to find. I think people are tired of trying to hunt and hunt to find these Pokemon games. Also, I think with the rising prices and the increased cost just to even own these games, I think a lot of the speculators and folks who treat any type of collectible like an investment or a gamble, I think they just don't have the patience for it. And that's really kind of the mindset of a gambler. They're not patient. They want that quick hit. They want that dopamine rush. That's what they're looking for. And so that's what they go for. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot more people kind of steer into Pokemon cards. And it's not to say that there's no interest in Pokemon games. People still love Pokemon games. I think anything Pokemon will garner attention. I think anything Pokemon will have the general public, wanting it in some way, shape, or form. But the level of fiendness, the level of just absolute desperation with which I see people going after Pokemon cards, it's crazy. I haven't seen anything like it for a really long time. And it's not just children, it's adults, it's everyone. It's moms, it's dads, it's grandmas, it's grandpas, it's your auntie, it's your uncle, it's the young kid, it's the old dude. Everybody's going after this stuff. And I know that for at least 50% of these people going after this stuff, it's really a money grab. They're hoping that they'll pull something that will be worth something and they can, either sell it or pawn it or grade it and keep it and hope that it shoots up in value. I remember watching an episode of there's this auction house. They have a special on Netflix. The name of it isn't coming to me. But I remember they had an episode where I think either Jake Paul or Logan Paul was there, and he had like this gold-plated, diamond encrusted, encased copy of the Pikachu card. I guess a Pikachu holographic card that was worth like $250,000 or something crazy like that. That's a once-in-a-lifetime deal. The odds of someone pulling a card like that are one in literally thousands, if not millions. And the gamble just doesn't make sense. You're better off just going and playing Powerball every day, seriously. Unless you're like a true fan of Pokemon and you're a real collector, like you're building a binder of solid cards that you can use to actually have like Poke battles, it doesn't make sense. It's not making a lot of sense. So moral of the story here today is that Pokemon is available on GameStop's website and it is authentic. So that's good news for people who still collect video games like me. Along with Pokemon, there were some other games that I also was able to snag up. Got this copy of Rayman Arena on the GameCube that was complete. I got in the mail also this copy of Sonic the Mega Collection, but this doesn't have the manual and there's some really bad water damage on the back there. So this is more than likely going to go back to GameStop. But another really solid pickup for me here is Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Now, this is a game that I just might stream. This is the perfect game for streaming. I was just watching, I was in a live stream the other day, and someone recommended that I get an Elgato to do some streaming. So I think I'm gonna invest in one of those Elgato streaming devices for when I do my live streams. I've been streaming Sega Genesis gameplay for the past couple nights. Not sure if I'm going to do any streaming tonight, but it is just cool. It is cool. It allows me to kind of get some gaming in. It also allows me to connect with the community. So I'll see if that's something that I do tonight. But if I don't, hopefully you're able to jump on GameStop's website and find some really good deals. There definitely are some deals out there to be had. And if you're still a collector of retro games, they literally dumped a whole bunch of retro games on their site today. Everything from Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I'm seeing games that I don't typically see on there, like Breath of Fire, Brain Lord, Beyond Oasis. I mean, and then just for the GameCube, a lot of other stuff that you don't typically see. Like I said, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Kirby's Air Ride. I mean, they've got a lot of these games for $55 to $60. But Kirby's Air Ride at this point is going for darn near $150 to $200. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is like a $120 game. So considering how much these games are going for on the aftermarket at this point, that's still a pretty good deal for some of those GameCube games. So if you are interested and you are on the hunt, definitely check their website out. But until then, I will catch you in the next video. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.